Hi everyone, this is Teo from PuckerBlocks.com. Today I want to show you a drawing technique to help make your sketch more dimensional. This technique involves the use of overlapping shapes. I call this technique the overlap technique. So let me show you what it's all about. Let's start drawing. I have already drawn two squares first, and so what you can tell from these two squares is nothing much. They are about the same size. They are quite close together, and that's all you can tell from this drawing. So let me use the overlap and see what happens. Same thing, two squares, same size, but now you have more information. Now you know that this square is above this square below because of the overlapping. And you can continue to draw more squares. And because of the arrangements of the squares and where they are above and below, you can somehow get an idea of where they are, how they stack up. So that's the extra information you get when you use the overlap method. The one thing to look out for when you're using this method is these connection points. These basically areas that give hint to how the object overlaps. So these areas are actually, I would say, T-junctions. So T, this side would be a T-junction like this. So it looks as if when the line goes to this vertical line goes to this horizontal line here, as if it appears to go underneath the horizontal line. So this gives you the effect that, hey, this object is above the other object. So let's do some more real life drawings. Let's say I'm drawing some boxes. So we have a box here, and maybe we draw another box by the side. Again, nothing much. You can see they are like just floating in space or something like that. But when you draw another box behind, you can tell that, hey, there's foreground and there's background suddenly, so the sketch becomes more dimensional. You can draw more boxes. So as it goes further to the back, I make the boxes smaller, so you can see that there's no overlap for this particular box, and somehow it doesn't quite connect with the whole scene because it doesn't appear to be behind any boxes. So you can use many of these overlapping techniques to make your objects more dimensional. So again, pay attention to some of these connection points. Let me do another drawing. Let's say I draw a cartoon car. Just a simple car to make my drawing, to draw it faster. Okay, let me zoom in closer. So for this particular car, the overlapping object would be this bumper here. Maybe overlaps the car body, and this bumper here also overlaps this wheel that is behind, sort of behind because of this points. And then we have the tire that also appears to be behind the car body. Let me draw another car, and you can see how this looks. So now I've added another car that appears to be behind the first car, and immediately it becomes, the sketch I think feels a bit more dimensional because now there's a front and now there's a back, because there's a car in front and a car at the back. So you can use this for a location drawing as well. or urban sketching, when you're outdoors and sketching buildings, you can look for a particular spot to emphasize the overlapping shapes. In this case, when you're drawing outdoors, it will be the overlapping buildings. Let's do a demonstration. See, there's this tall building here. I put the vanishing point here. So there's this tall building that's like this. A little signboard here. Maybe some doors. Okay, you can draw another building that is behind. How do I show that the other building is behind? Very simply, just use the connection point again. Remember the T. There's a T here as well. And then connect the top and the bottom to the vanishing point. Of course, when you are drawing outdoors, you are drawing from observation. Try to pick a spot that lets you see the buildings that are overlapping. So in this case, you can see building A, and this is building B. Building A, it's obviously in front of building B. There are other hints also, for example, the lines that point toward the vanishing point. So that will give a hint that the object is in space, as in there's a building in front and there's a building that's behind that is smaller. Okay, let me draw, maybe let's say there's a tree here. And I'm not sure how this tree is. It looks, now the way I draw it right now is looks like the tree has no relation to the buildings at all. But when you use the overlap technique again to draw in the let me draw in the horizon line. When you use the overlap technique again, you can see that, hey, somehow this tree is now connected to these buildings here, and it looks as if the tree is nearer because at the bottom of the tree it's sort of in front of this building, as it's lower than this building, so in perspective it appears to be in front. So you have the perspective here, and if you want, you can even draw in more buildings behind to make it more dimensional. For example, let me just draw in another. This is a very tall building behind. This one is quite far away, and let me just draw in. It's a very big building. So again, you can see different objects in the scene, and they appear to be in front and behind each other. Let me show you a real life example that I drew outdoors. This is a sketch that I drew on the train. This is while I was commuting to the office. So I drew it in different colors, but the concept is the same. I use overlapping shapes. So in this case, you can see the person in red is behind this person in green. And this person in green, this area here, it's overlapping the blue shape. So this person appears to be standing in front of the blue guy, or at least the phone is to the right side of the right arm of this guy. And this red person is standing behind because much of her body is covered by the overlapping guy here and the overlapping guy here. Same thing here, you see a lot of overlapping shapes. So this lady is blocking this kid, which is blocking this guy, which is overlapping this lady, which is overlapping this lady. So as a result, you can sort of feel the space that is inside this train carriage. So that's why overlapping is such a very helpful technique. This is an easy technique to use, and just by overlapping objects, you can make one object appear to be closer in the foreground and the other object appear further in the background. So when you're drawing outdoors, you can look out for situations where you can use this technique. And that's all for this video. If you find it helpful, you can share it with your friends as well. And if you have any questions, just post them in the comments section below. And remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel because I'll be posting more sketching videos as well as art product reviews in the future. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.